Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are waiting on our staff to get those servers ready for our 6th round of competition and qualifying here at Okayama. Joining me, as always, is Tanner. What's going on, dude?
Hey, Craig. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to return back to Okayama. It's sort of turning into a staple track of the Virtual Drift Championship. Super exciting, very technical, flowy as well, and tricky for the chase driver later on in battles.
Yeah, I've always loved this track, and you know, it brings some good memories for me. So I love seeing it here, and love being able to commentate it with you.
Absolutely. It always turns out to be a very exciting round. And we'll go over today's line map here for Okayama. Same layout as previous seasons. And with that start of the track down at the bottom of your screen, drivers will have a super long run up and then a fairly lengthy decel there after the entry point. But judges have made it clear that they want that decel to be very smooth. They have a big area to do it in. So, drivers don't need to be slamming on their brakes right after initiation. But they will be driving from that outside down into clip 1, your first inside clip, and then back out to that wall ride that we added a few seasons back for your first outside zone. And then changing things up for Okayama last season, we went with a outside zone at clip 3 and then another one down at clip 4 rather than that inside clip there through that Manji section of the course. And into your second small decel zone there at clip 4 and out to your next little touch and go at the wall at clip 5. It is an outside zone there, but you're not there long on that wall, and then you're back down to clip 6, your next inside clip, as well as clip 7, and then finishing on that outside there and not going over on the other side of that rumble strip there that can really pull the driver off the track and into a sketchy situation.
Yeah, lots of runs we've seen almost ended right at that last clip there, so it's going to be a really exciting day here. And even that wall there at clip 6, that's another one where we've seen lots of runs, not only in qualifying but in battles too, just be ended right at that wall. So stick around for all the excitement that's going to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we'll go over those qualifying rules really quick here, as drivers are of course given those 2 non-consecutive judged laps to qualify. And with those 2 runs, the higher qualifying score will count, and the lowers will be used as tiebreakers if 2, drivers end up scoring the exact same runs. Then each qualifying judge or line is judged on that line angle and impact. So we'll go here to that line is the ideal path that a vehicle must take on course that is marked by those inner clipping points and outer clipping zones. Then angle is that slip angle of the car throughout the given run, basically the amount of angle that they're allowed to hold smoothly throughout the run. And then impact is that new category replacing style, and the emphasis of that category is to reward aggressive drivers who demonstrate excellent car control at all times. And thirdly, each judge will score the entire run with a maximum of 100 points. So instead of one judge being a line judge, one judge being an angle judge, one judge being that impact judge, all 3 judges are scoring from 100 points, and then those 3 scores will go into an average and will give that driver their run. But it looks like servers are up, so give us just a few minutes, we'll join up and we'll kick off qualifying. Alright, as you can see, we've got the first group loaded in and ready to go. Judges will send those drivers in just a few moments here. And I gotta say, I'm excited. Zach O'Sullivan will be starting us out today as well for qualifying. So, like a really exciting start coming up here.
Yeah, especially the current Rookie of the Year. I mean, Zach O'Sullivan has just been showing out this whole time, really getting to work in that S13 of his. So, really excited to see how he does here, opening up round 6 here at Okayama.
Absolutely. Really been going after it this year. And, you know, if he does come out on top with that Rookie of the Year position, well deserved by Zach. Here he goes. Zach O'Sullivan, first run, entering in all the way out on the outside. Does end up on that rumble strip and a little too inside for that first inside clip, but makes it all the way out to the wall, filling the next zone as well. Moves through that Manji section and that transition. Great along that wall in the inner clip as well. And grabs the last one and will finish on the outside. Great first run for Zach O'Sullivan there.
Yeah, other than that little hiccup there at that first inside clip, I mean, that was a solid run.
Quick score, and it looks like an 88 for his first run of the day.
That is a great way to start things off as we move on to our next driver in Group 1 here. Ethan Pikachu, as we all call him. Initiating in his BMW. Nice initiation. Get through that first inside clip, putting it nice up on that wall ride. He transitions now for the Manji section, going through both those outer zones nice and clean. Watching himself little bobbled there as he comes along that wall, trying to get it buttoned up for that next inside clip. Hitting the final one before crossing the line.
Yeah, just a minor correction there from Ethan. I think another solid score on the board, and it is an 82.7 for Ethan. Started out here at round 6 on to Shoma Takaya. Pretty good entry from Shoma. Grabs that first inside clip all the way out there to that wall, riding that rumble strip there. That is much room as he can take onto that wall as well, down to the next inside clip, and the last and final transition to pick up that last clip and finishing on the outside as well. And an 86 for Shoma Takaya.
Score is already super high out of this Group 1. Another driver here, Austin Meeks, in that beautiful Corvette. He initiates in for his first run. Good to see Austin back out here. Beautiful through that front clip. Nice and right up on the rumble strip for that wall. He just misses out on that outer zone on the Manji section, but makes the work in. Trying to get it out to that outer zone. Can't really get it done, but grabs the inner clip as he comes for the final transition. Again, grabbing that final inside clip. And overall, decent job there from Austin. Again, glad to see you back out here.
Yeah, absolutely, and not too shabby of a first run there, and he'll get a 76.3 for Austin Meeks. On to Tobias, turning in his E46. Nice entry from Tobias there. Good line. Grab that inner clip and out to that rumble strip for that outside zone. Grabs the next one as well. A small correction there, almost straightening out and getting right back into the angle as he rides along that wall onto the outside and across that finish line. Nice Thormotson, and 83.3 for his first run of the day.
Don't blink, everybody, because we're moving through these groups quick as we have Lisa M. Izao now ready to come in his JZA 90 Supra, going for his first run here Good entry from Lazam, getting nice and tight up to that first inside clip and right out to the wall as he transitions for this Manji section. 2 rear outer zones. Look at that. Good job from Lazam. Nice steady line through that wall ride into that next inside clip. And grabbing the final one here before he puts it nice and wide and across the line.
Yeah, Lazam looking good there. The type of score will come through. And a 91.3, solid score for Lazam. Quickly on to Maxime. Maxime looking better and better in this S15, and look at their great line through the first turn, out to that first outside zone as well, and filling the next. Quick through that Manji section and out to the wall. Great run here going for Maxime. Last and final transition. Holds it together. There he goes across that finish line.
Very solid looking run.
Yeah, another solid score that come through here for Maxime. And a 89.7.
Yeah, Maxime looking really settled in that S15 today. But on to Yuna Warren now. Yuna always been showing out in this big BMW. Let's see what kind of work he can put in here today as he comes through that first inside clip to put it out on the wall. Doing a good job so far through this Manji section. Let's see how he does in the next wall ride, and taps the wall but holds it together as he comes through that inside clip and grabbing the next one beautifully and finishing out the run.
He's having to get that big BMW through that tight section there and try and hold it off the wall, and just goes, I mean, barely too deep, and ends up with 83.7 though. We're back around to Zach O'Sullivan. There we go. First top 8 there on the top left of your screen. Zach entering in for his second run. Snaps the angle, grabs that first inside clip, not going over the rumble strip this time, and filling that first outside zone. Looking very smooth there on that transition and out to the wall. Bring it down for that inside clip. And Zach O'Sullivan for his second run, trying to better an 88. And I think he'll do just that with that run. Yeah, 95.7 for Zach O'Sullivan.
You know, I was watching that run sitting there like, that looks like an Alan Hines run. That was very well dialed in. You know, he was just right there on the course. But Ethan now coming in for his second run, sitting on that 82.7, which isn't a bad place to be. Doing a great job through the first 2 clips of the course as he comes through these 2 outer zones. This little Manji section, good job through that. Whoa, lots of speed, which is going to push him out a little wide for that inside clip as he tries to hold it together, grabbing the second hash mark, the final clip before crossing the line.
Yeah, he was flying, you know, right after that wall run there, and just went a little too wide, but he still ends up with an 81.7. So solid score for him. Shoma Takaya for his second run, entering in. Gonna go a little too inside there for that first inside clip. Still makes it out to that wall, that first outside zone there. Grabbing those 2 through that Manji section and the next along that wall run. Great along that last and final inside clip. Finish out his second run of the day. If that is enough to beat an 86 as on his previous run, and not quite, at 82.7.
We come back around to Austin Meeks for his second run, sitting on that 76.3. And if it's been anything like all the other rounds, he's gonna need to bump that score up. Good job through that first inside clip. Nice, and up on that rumble strip for that first outside zone. Going through the Manji section. He's looking way better than his first run here. Nice and dialed in now as he comes through that second to last inside clip. Just going a bit wide for the final one, but a good job there from Austin Meeks.
Yeah, overall, very good from Austin Meeks there. Like you said, just going a little wide for that last and final inside clip. See what score comes through for him on that second run there. And at 86.7, good run for Austin Meeks that bumps him up to 4th. position here in Group 2. We're on to Tobias Stormanson. A solid entry from him once again, grabbing that first inside clip. Out to that rumble strip there for the first outside zone and filling the next. Great transition there as well, coming up to that second wall run there and grabbing the next inside clip is last and final transition. A little wide on that last inside clip, but overall another solid run here in Group 2. And 82.3, so 1 point shy of his previous run.
As we're now with Lazam sitting on that 91.3. Lazam looked really dialed in on his first run. Let's see how he does on his second. That's closest to that clip as he could possibly get as he pushes it all the way out to the wall. Comes through this Manji section, putting the car nice and deep into those outer zones, riding that wall all the way around. Look at this run, just right dialed in, putting the car where it needs to go, and coming across that line to finish out his second run of qualifying.
Yeah, really going after it once again there for a second run. Trying to better than 91.3, and he does with a 94. So he'll hold that second place position just behind Zach O'Sullivan. On to Maxime. If he can better his 89.7, move on up into those 90s. Grabs that first inside clip. All the way out there for outside zone 1. Transitions across. Quick through that Manji section of the course. Oh, and a little too fast there. Goes a little too deep. Grabs that wall and it straightens him out for his second run. So he will receive that 0 for run 2, but it still has the 89.7.
Yeah, which is a super high score to have. So I think that'll be good there for Maxime. But these drivers are seeming to love this course, so hopefully it'll be enough. As we're off to Warren now, 83.7 is the score he got in his first qualifying run. Let's see if he can button it up and not bump that wall like he did the last time as he comes through this Manji section, putting that BMW exactly where it needs to be. Rides the wall beautifully this time without bumping into it as he transitions for that last inside clip, puts it nice and wide, and finishes out his final run of qualifying.
Yeah, good solid finish to our first group here. See what score comes through, and 87. So that'll put him in 4th place just after one group. So we'll take a small break, load in our next group, and we'll be right back with some more qualifying. Right, and as you can see, we've got our next group of qualifying loaded in their last few practice runs here. Christoph Dizadon will be kicking us off for Group 2. Right after that will be Russell Jones, Jonathan Simpson, Brian Garcia, Nikitas Fakar, Firevent and Mauricio, Reese Patterson, and Matthias Nordingen. There it is. I can hear the judges now calling for those last runs for drivers to get to the line. And your current top 8 at the top left of your screen. Zach O'Sullivan leads us with that 95.7. Lazamisau right behind him with the 94. And Maxime in third place with an 89.7. Here's Christoph for his first qualifying run of the day. Nice aggressive entry there. Does go a little wide. Grabs that first outside zone. Great transition there. Outside 2 and 3 as well. Gonna work all the way out there to that wall. Grab inside. Flip 2 and 3 and across the finish line. Christoph Dizadon for his first run showing out here. And really smooth through there. Let's see what type of score comes through. And a 93, look at there, working himself into that third position quickly here in Group 2.
Yeah, it was a very nice run there from Christoph. Nice and smooth, especially through that wall run at the end there. But now we have Russell Jones. Russell Jones trying to get the car to angle, having to grab on the brakes to hold it together. Makes it through that first clip though, pushes it out to the first outside zone. Now through the Manji section, really putting down the work as he tries to push it all the way out to that wall, grabbing the next inside clip. And the final one of the course, nice and tight to it as he finishes out wide and for his first run of qualifying.
Yeah, another solid run here. In quickly, Group 2 and an 82.7 there for Russell Jones. And it looks like we don't have Jonathan Simpson in the server, so we're going to skip over to Brian Garcia. Here in his Aston Martin. Has always looked really well here in this Aston. Good initiation and line there for turn 1 all the way out there for outside zone 1. Grabs the next as well and filling both those zones there along that wall. Real aggressive run here, committed to that throttle and across that finish line. Brian Garcia for his first run of qualifying. Round 6, let's see the score. And 86.7 for Brian Garcia.
And not a bad run. Brian always looks dialed in that huge Aston Martin, so it's always nice to see, you know, like him and Yuna throwing those big cars around and still putting him exactly where they need to go, especially on a tight track here like Okayama. But next up is Choir Bentley Mauricia in his FCRX7, trying to get into that first inside clip, but couldn't really grab it, missing almost completely on that first outside zone, trying to get the car to rotate for the Manji section again, kind of missing out on the zones themselves, just grabbing them. Does a good job through the second to last inside clip, grabbing that final one really nicely and finishing out his run.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a ton of grip dialed into that car. Maybe dial a little bit out and gets a 74 there for his first run. And here's Reese Patterson with his first run. Drops a tire on initiation, but hangs on to it. Grabs that first inside clip and taps the wall there for first outside zone. The first to do it here today, and grabbing that next outside zone. Filling both of those there. Great wall run. Grabs that first inside or second inside clip as well. There he goes, finishing out his first run here. I imagine a couple of deductions there for his run, and he'll end up with an 85.
Although I give a lot of credit to these guys who have bumped that wall, none of them have spun yet from it. So, I mean, it's really nice here as we have Matthias Nordingen going for his run. Doing a good job through the first two clips as he comes into the Manji section, transitioning through that next clip, beautifully filled, trying to get it as close to the wall as he can. grabbing the inside clip nice and tight to it as he follows the rumble strips through the final inside clip and across the line.
Yeah, not a bad run from Mateus there to start it out. And an 80 on the board for Mateus. And we're quickly back around to Christoph for his second run. If he's got more in him to better a 93. Good initiation there, picking up that throttle, grabbing that inside clip. Next outside zone as well, filling that one there. Well as that one. Very smooth once again for his second run. Bouncing off the wall as I say that, but does manage to grab that next inside clip and the next. There he goes. I imagine a little bit of a deduction there, going just a little bit too wide for that outside zone, tapping the wall, and an 86.3.
But not a bad tiebreaker score there from Christoph. As we're back around to Russell Jones sitting on an 82.7. He's gonna want to tighten that up as he initiates in here. Beautifully done on that first inside clip, putting it almost right out to the wall in the first outside zone. Coming in for this Manji section. He has a lot of speed as he comes through that second wall ride, grabbing that inside clip. Look at how fast he is moving through this course as he finishes out his second run here of qualifying.
Yeah, especially on that last transition there, really diving back down for that inside clip and just flying across the finish line. Let's see, an 89.3, so solid score there for Russell Jones. That'll put him in 5th place here in Group 2, and back around to Brian Garcia. Goes for his second run. Smooth initiation. Grabbing that inside clip and all the way out there for outside zone 1. Nice transitions there through that Manji section of the course. All the way out to the wall as well. Very clean through that second inside clip. Does go a little wide for 3. There he goes across the line for his second run. An 83.7 for Brian Garcia on his second run, and on to acquire Bentley again.
Mr. Maurice here in his rotary powered RX-7. Definitely going to need to improve his score of a 74.3 as he initiates in. Looking better this time around. A little wide for that first inside clip. And not all the way out to the wall, but making it work on that first outside zone through the Manji section. He is really picking up the speed now. Just getting into that last outside zone before coming through the next 2 inside clips across the line.
Yeah, a lot better there for his second run. Trying to better the 74. He'll definitely need. Oh, and actually falls just a little short of the 74. And back around to Reese Tatterson for his second run here, trying to better an 85. He'll want to do that if he wants to be safe here, going into top 32 and all the way out there for outside zone 1 and filling the next as well. Right through the Manji section, all the way out to the wall. Just dialed in here for his second run. There he goes across that finish line. Again, trying to better the 85. I think he will do that for his second run there. And a 91.7 for Reese Tatterson. And that'll certainly move him on up and into 4th position in Group 2.
Yeah, very good job there from Reese. Really buttoned up that run from the first one. Now we have Mateus Nordingen sitting on an 80. Coming through that first inside clip very nicely. Beautifully out to that wall as he tries to go through the next 2 outside zones. Dropping the tires in the grass. Is he going to save it? Goes into the wall and spins out off course. And that will be the end of Group 2 and Mateus's run.
Yeah, it certainly will. I mean, he did. He came really close there from saving that. Even going, super wide there, dropping that tire. It sort of all started, as he didn't finish or fill that outside zone just before going off that track. Just set him up on that awkward line. But again, good job trying to hang on to it and finish it out. But that's going to do it for Group 2 of qualifying. So we'll take another quick break. We'll be right back with some more qualifying.